Okay, here we go. We are selecting in Photoshop day 2. So this is just going to be a nice review of what you did yesterday with the cutting board. So you can see here we're creating like a beach themed little framed project. So they've given you kind of the spots for each thing so you can see what goes where. And then this actually is a screw here that's going to go in each corner. So today you're also going to learn how to duplicate something, which is super fun, super useful. So again, now that you know all the selection tools, you can practice using your favorites to complete this. I'll just walk you through using what I would use, but feel free if you have preferences at this point, you go ahead and do it your own way. Alright, so I'm going to start with the sand dollar, the first one. I'm going to zoom in on it, Command plus. Oh, I'm on the crop tool. Make sure when you're zooming in, you're on the first tool, the move tool. I'm going to zoom into the sand dollar, Command plus plus plus. Again, remember all the shortcuts that I am using and giving you, these are based on a Mac. So if you are using a PC, it will be the same thing, but you will use Control instead of Command. Alright, so I'm going to use one of my favorites, the quick selection tool for the sand dollar. I'm going to bring the size down a little bit from 50 using my key next to the P key, the bracket keys, and then I'm going to click and drag to select. That was super easy. Now I'm doing Command 0 to fit to screen, and I'm using the move tool, the first tool, which the shortcut for the move tool is the V key, V as in victory, on your keyboard. So you can see the shadow shows you where to place it. So I'm going to line it up right here with the shadow, and then I'm going to deselect, Command D. Then on to the next one. I don't know what kind of shell this is, but we're going to do the shell next. Command plus plus to zoom in. Quick selection tool, keeping it with the add to selection. So the second one in shows you the plus in the middle of the circle. Click and drag. Now, this is a good opportunity to show you, okay, so it picked up some of the green area. So to take away from that, I'm going to make my size of my tool a little smaller, and then I'm going to hold down Option. If you notice, when I hold down Option, it automatically switches from the plus to the minus. So now there is a minus inside the selection tool, and then I'm going to click and drag to take away from this area. So super easy to clean up. You can toggle back and forth with the plus and minus in the options bar simply by using the Option key on your keyboard. Okay, I've got it selected. I'm going to fit to screen, Command 0, grabbing the move tool and moving the with the move tool up here, deselect. Long way to deselect is select, deselect, or the shortcut is Command D. Gonna actually just go ahead and do the object selection tool for this one down here. Grab the move tool. Again, you can do it your own order, deselecting. Just don't forget to deselect after you placed it, or you kind of shift things around. But again, if anything messes up, remember your history panel is right here, so you can back up real easily. Now I'm going to do the mollusk, which is actually I think the quick selection will be better for this one. Zoom down here. Click and hold down. I'm using the fourth tool down, and then I'm switching to the quick selection tool. Click and drag. Command 0. Grab the move tool. Oh, now this one needs to be rotated. Okay, rotation can be done using Free Transform, which is found under Edit, Free Transform. The shortcut for Free Transform is Command T. When you are wanting to rotate, you always want to hover around one of these anchor points. I like to use the corners. I think it's the easiest way. Once you hover your mouse around one of the anchor points, it will give you a curved arrow, and that indicates that you can then rotate. Once you have it rotated, you can go ahead and hit the check mark at the top to commit your transformation, and then you can deselect, Command D. Okay, I'm down to the coral. Now the coral, I'm going to use the first way we learned to select yesterday, which we use the second tool down, the rectangular and marquee tool. Click and drag to make a box around the corner. And then I'm going to switch to the magic wand tool, which is hiding underneath the fourth tool down. Click and hold down, grab the magic wand tool. In your options bar, count over 3 buttons, 1, 2, 3. You want to be on the minus or subtract from selection. And then you want to click one time inside the white area inside the box, and it will snap to the coral. Then you're going to do Command 0 to fit to screen. Grab that move tool, that first tool, and click and bring it up here. Deselect, Command D, or select, deselect. Alright, so we're doing good. Now we just have the screw left that we're going to shrink down and put in each corner. So let's go through how to do that, because that I think is the only real new thing that we're learning today. Alright, so we're going to use the quick selection tool to select this. Make sure I'm on the plus up here in my options bar, click and drag. Okay, so I have it selected. Now I'm going to pick up my move tool, the first tool, and I'm going to put it up here in the corner. Now it's huge, it doesn't fit, it looks ridiculous, so I need to shrink it down. The shortcut to shrink it down is free transform, and the shortcut for free transform is Command T, as in tree. I'm going to grab a corner and shrink it down so it fits nicely. And then I'm going to hit the check mark to commit my transformation. You can make it a little smaller than that if you want. Now, before you deselect, do not deselect. If you deselected, step back so your screw is still selected. While you still have it selected, on your keyboard, you're going to hold down Option. As you hold down Option, remember this is for Mac, as you hold down Option, you will see that your mouse changes to a double arrow. Then, as you're holding down Option, you simply click and drag. And you see it has duplicated. Now this one is selected. I'm going to do the same thing and drag it down to this corner. Hold down Option. I get the double-headed mouse. Click and drag. The pink lines that are popping up, they're showing you when something's lined up. And I'm going to scoot it down. I'm inching it down really gradually using the arrow keys, which you can make real minuscule movements with the arrow keys when you're on the move tool. Okay, again, I'm going to hold down the Option key. I'm going to click and drag to put it in my final corner, moving it a little bit, adjusting it. And then I'm ready to deselect the screw, Command D. And now I'm going to crop off the excess. So I'm going to use the crop tool, my fifth tool down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to fit to screen just so I can see the edges, Command 0. And now I'm going to bring the crop tool up and pull it tight around the frame. If you have a little white, no big deal, but we just want to get rid of that excess at the bottom. Again, what's inside the gridded area will stay. What's outside in the gray area, that's the crop shield, will go away. If you mess up, you can always get rid of it by doing this or this little button up here in the options bar. If everything is okay and looks great, hit the check mark to commit your crop. And we check, we don't have any layers because we were working all in the background this time around. So now we're going to save it. File, save as, save on your computer, and you can then go ahead and turn in.